In this video, I'll show you how you can optimize images in Next.js like a senior developer, because we will be taking this AI car marketplace project and optimizing image uploads to image rendering to adding AI transformations like removing background while uploading images or adding overlays like sold when car is not available. So click the link in the description down below and you will land on ImageKit.io. And ImageKit is used by companies like Swiggy, Cred, Book My Show, Big Basket, Nika, Lenskart and many more to handle media delivery inside of their apps. As you can see over here, image and video API plus AI powered digital asset management. So ImageKit is not just a media storage solution but a complete media delivery and management platform. And the best part, it is absolutely free to get started. You can see over here, they offer 25 gigs of media delivery bandwidth along with the digital asset management storage of 5 gigabytes. Right, and it supports all media optimizations, transformations and streaming features, which I'll show you in this video as well. And amongst all of the media delivery services that I've used in the past, I found ImageKit to be the most useful, right? So let's click on get started. And I'm gonna quickly go on and log in with Google. And there we go, we are in. Now it's gonna ask us some question on this onboarding screen. What's your role at the company? So I'm gonna say I'm a software or app developer. What's your main objective? I need real-time image optimization. You know what? I'd need actually all of these to add in my future projects. Let's click on next. So we need to set up our ImageKit ID over here. So I'm just simply gonna select roadside coder, YT. Select your data processing and storage region. I'm gonna choose Mumbai because that is the closest to me. And I'm gonna click on next. Where did you hear about us? Well, you guys are hearing about this from this YouTube video, right? So just choose YouTube and click on submit. And also, by the way, if your project is built on some external cloud storage such as S3 or GCP, you can also bring your own cloud storage over here. You can see they've mentioned upload files or connect external storage over here as well. But no worries, we're going to be using ImageKit's own cloud storage in this video. So first of all, let me show you how ImageKit actually works. So if you click on this media library tab over here, this is the place where all of your media will be stored. So let me just take any one of these images from our car marketplace and I'll bring it in right here, right? Like for example, this image, I'll upload this one file. Obviously, when we go on to write the code, we will be uploading these images through code over here. So there we go. So let's say this image is uploaded. I'm going to copy the URL and open it just like this. Cool then. Now, what if while uploading my images or even after uploading my images, I want to remove the background, right? So if you go to ImageKit's documentation, and again, I've given the link to the documentation as well in the description down below. They have this transform and adapt tab over here. If you go to image transformations, you will see AI transformations. And to remove a background of an image, you just have to add this e-remove.bg. So let's try to do that. After this URL, I'm going to say question mark and tr for transform and e-remove.bg, and I'm gonna press enter and notice just like that the image background has been removed. Right now we can standardize all of these cars inside of our car marketplace with an empty background, right? So that it looks very professional instead of these random backgrounds just like this, right? It will look much more professional. But what if I want to add some shadow below it as well, right? So you can see we have got tons of options over here. We have another option to remove background. If you go down over here, we have change background option as well. Like for example, for this car, they've added the change background prompt to snow road, right? What if we want to show our car inside of our showroom? Let's just try this first. So I'm going to take this and instead of this, I'm going to say tr e-change bg prompt and I'm going to say empty showroom, actually empty car showroom, and I'm going to press enter. Let's see what happens. And there we go. It looks super professional now. Imagine if all of these cars inside of our website can be converted to look like this. Then it would look like that all of these pics have been taken in one single place, right? Also, as I was saying, if you want to add shadow, you can use something like e-drop shadow. You can change light. You can, add different types of shadows over here, obviously. We can also add some generative fill over here. Like for example, we have this image over here, right? Like portrait image. If we want to expand this image, what will we do? We can just simply add this bg-genfill width and height, and you can see it has been expanded. The horizons has been expanded, right? So it's super easy to use and you can add these optimizations inside of your app just like that. Let me show you. So I've opened VS Code over here and the code for our car marketplace app. And if you want to follow along with this video, I've given the code link in the description down below. You can just clone that repository and follow along with me. And if you would like to build this project from absolute scratch, I have created a completely different video where I have taught how to build this project from absolute zero, right? So link for that will be in the description down below as well. So first of all, if we see, to upload images inside of this app, we are using Supabase storage. So instead of using Supabase storage, we're going to be using the ImageKit storage. So the first step for us would be to install ImageKit inside of this project, right? Inside of the docs, just click on this quick start guides and click on this Next.js, and there we go. npm install at imagekit/next, right? So paste it right here. Since I'm using React 19, you will also have to add legacy-peer-deps and press enter. There we go, it is installed. Now coming back to the docs, we have to use this image component from at imagekit/next, just like we use from next/image in Next.js, right? It is exactly the same. The only difference will be the endpoint will be added over here, right? And I'll show you in just a moment. But first, to set it up inside of our Next.js app, we would need some environment variables and wrap whole of our app with this ImageKit provider, right? So first of all, let's get our environment variables. So coming back to our dashboard right here, I'm gonna go down to developer options. And here you can see there are multiple keys over here, right? So first of all, we need our URL endpoint. So I'm gonna copy it up and I'm gonna go to my .env file right here, and I'm gonna add these three environment variables. So the first one, the endpoint, will go over here. For the second one, next public ImageKit public key, it will be this public key right here. So both of these are going to be working on the client side, but for server side, we would need the ImageKit private key, right? It will be triggered on the server side, like whenever we'll be writing our server actions. So just click on over here. And for this to work, you have to set your password first in the profile page. So let me just do that. After you've done that, you will get this private key over here as well. So just paste it right here, right? So these are the only three environment variables that we will be needing for setting up ImageKit. So now let's go to our layout.js file, and we need to wrap whole of our app in the ImageKit provider. So this thing right here, I'm gonna copy it up, and inside of this body tag, I'm gonna paste it, right? And let's bring this tag down over here. And over here, first of all, it will take the URL endpoint, which will be process.env.nextPublic ImageKit endpoint, and also the public key, right? So I'm gonna say public key and the public key that we had added inside of our .env. Make sure to import it from at imagekit/next. All right, so currently if we see inside of our app, all of these images right here, these have been hosted in Supabase, right? And we want to host them on ImageKit. So inside of this app, we have this admin portal where you can go on and upload new cars, right? Right here, you can click on this add car button and you can upload your image through here. It will extract all of the information and fill out all of this form. Like this is one of the features of our app. So instead of uploading this to Supabase, now we'll be uploading it to ImageKit, right? So how do we do that? So inside of our app, we have this process image function right here, right? Which calls this process car image with AI server action. And inside of this, we are sending an image file, and then we're using Gemini API to process that image to get the information, right? So now what we will do after we have processed this image, we can add the upload logic for the ImageKit right here. So first of all, along with this file, we can send some options, right? And in the options, we can basically say if we want to remove the background for this or not, right? So I'll keep this as empty by default. And then below over here, after the AI extraction is done, we can add the logic. So I'm going to say let image URL to be null. And obviously you can follow the same steps inside of any other app if you're trying to upload any image or something using server action. And inside the options tag, we can send if we want to use the ImageKit over here or not. So I'm going to say if options.use ImageKit is not equals to false. Then first step we will do over here is we will convert that file into an array buffer, right? So I'm going to say array buffer equals file.arraybuffer, and then we'll convert it into the buffer so that we can upload it to ImageKit. Now, how do you initialize ImageKit right here, right? So to do that, what I'll do, I'll go to my lib folder and I'll get a new file called ImageKit.js. And we will actually need one more package right here. We need to install, instead of apart from ImageKit/next, we need to install just ImageKit as well. And over here, I'm going to say export function get server ImageKit so that we can, perform operations like upload. And I'm going to say return new ImageKit and make sure to import it from ImageKit that we just now installed. And inside this will take all of our environment variables like public key, private key, and URL endpoint, right? Whatever that we have imported right here. All right. Now let's write a function to remove the background. Now, how do we remove the background? So I'll call this export function remove background, it will take the image URL, which we will be generating in just a moment while like after we have written this logic, right? First of all, we can check if image URL is not present, then return null. If image URL already has some search params, then we can just simply add transform background remove, and we will also add drop shadow over here, right? So both of these things, or you could have also added that showroom background. So first of all, let's try this out. And if there's no search params present over here, I'm just going to simply add this question mark and add background remove and drop shadow, right? All right, let's make use of this right here. So after we have converted into this buffer, it's ready to be uploaded. So now let's get that function, get server ImageKit, right? Inside of this ImageKit. Now we can use this variable right here, and I'm going to say await ImageKit dot upload, right? Simple as that. Inside this object, we can first provide the file, which is this buffer right here. Then we can provide the file name, which in this case, I'm going to say car underscore the make and model of the car and date.now, right? So it's unique. And then we can also say inside of which folder we want to keep it. So I'm going to say /cars. I'm going to create a separate folder for these. And I'll say use unique file name, and I'll say true. And you can see we have got a bunch of different options right here over here as well. If you want, you can add some custom metadata as well to this photo, some tags, and much more, right? Now after this has been uploaded, I'm going to store the result inside of upload result, and I'll take it inside of this image URL variable. So I'll say upload result dot URL. Now we have finally gotten this image URL. And if the user has provided us the option to remove the background, I'm going to import this remove background function that we just wrote inside of this file right here, right? And I'm going to provide it with the image URL so that it will add this bg remove and drop shadow to this URL, and it will return it to us. And now we can use this URL and store it inside of our database, right? So after this, I'm going to say console log image uploaded to ImageKit. And actually, let's just add this inside of a try catch block to handle the errors. So I'll say try catch, take this catch and add it right below it. And I'm going to handle the error just like that. All right, cool. Now, along with this, we can just return image URL from over here. And now we can go on and handle it inside of our front end. And by the way, since we will be rendering these images inside of our front end, make sure to add inside of Next.js configuration this host name, right? ik.imagekit.io, so that Next.js knows that we want to render the images from ImageKit's dashboard, right? But before that, let's go on to our component. So this add car form right here. And here, first of all, instead of importing this image from next/image, I'm going to be importing it from at ImageKit/next, right? And this is the function that we just made changes in. Let's see, where is this being called? So this is the function. It's being called right here, process with AI. So along with this, I'm going to be providing it with an object that remove background to be true. We want to remove the background. And the data for this function you will get over here in this data variable process image result, right? You'll know better if you just go on and build this app first yourself, right? Okay, so after we have gotten that data, I'm gonna just add a use effect over here to check if it was success and if we've got this image URL right here, right? And then I'm gonna be adding it to this set uploaded images that we have taken right here. So notice if I click on this and if I try uploading any image, extracting details, we will get all of these details right here and the images will be rendered over here, right? So this is the first image that has been uploaded. We can add more images over here by adding them right here, right? So this is the array that handles all of them. So let's save this use effect right here. Apart from that, we are triggering this use effect as well with all of this AI details that will be populated right here. So I'm going to be adding that image over here as well. So just like that, right? And in the end, we will be uploading it to our database. So let's see, where is it? Over here on submit. Before triggering this add car function, I'm going to say processed image URL and I'll say process image result, image URL, and I'll take this and I'll provide it right here, right? So by the way, this array contains all of our images, including the first image. So we need to filter out the first image now before sending it over here. So I'm going to say uploaded images.filter because all of the other images are in like the array buffer format or the file format, but this one already we have the like ImageKit link for it, right? So we don't need to re-upload it again. All right, now simply we can go inside this add car function, like add this add car server action, and we can replace the Supabase storage with ImageKit storage, right? So notice, First of all, over here, I'm going to be taking process image car URL. I'll keep it null by default. And over here, before this for loop, I'm going to check if process image URL is present, then I'm going to already push this image URL, like inside of this image URL. Right, then we will go through all of these images inside of this for loop, and right below over here where we are uploading it to Supabase storage, we can use and upload it to ImageKit storage. So let's just change the file name a little bit. I'm gonna say car make underscore car model, just like we've been doing, like we did like previously, along with the file extension. And then let me just remove all of this from over here, and I'll upload it to ImageKit now, right? So actually remove this file path from over here as well. So I'm going to say upload result equals await imagekit.upload, and we will be needing this ImageKit right here. So this will obviously come from this get server ImageKit function that we have created. And then I'm going to push all of the URLs to that image URLs array. And yeah, that is all you need to do to use ImageKit to upload your images, right? So let's go on and use it and check it out. And we're getting this error. Okay, so I think if you want to import this image, we need to keep it in curly braces. Yes, it's not a default import. So now if I save it and go back, let's try to upload an image, right? If I click on over here, I've selected this same image right here, and I'm click on extract details. And there we go. We have gotten all of the AI information, and yes, our image is uploaded right here with the removed background, right? So what I want to do now is, instead of remove background, let's just add that showroom prompt, right? So I'm gonna say change background prompt empty car showroom. Let's try this out. I'm gonna go on and upload this image again. Click on extract details, and there we go. It is done, right? This looks super beautiful. I'm going to click on add car right here, and there we go. This car has been added to our app successfully. Now notice how professional this looks, right? Imagine if all of our cars will have this particular background. And one thing that I really like about ImageKit is that once it has processed a certain image, like AI transformations, it will not again and again, process these transformations. It will just store it inside of our server and just use that particular image with those transformations, right? Now, let's go on and add some more optimizations, like optimizing this car card component right here. So if I go back to my app, that is components, we have this car card.jsx. So since we have this smaller image right here in this component, what I want to do is I want to show the lower resolution image instead of this full resolution image that is being shown over here, right? So this will basically optimize our app to be faster. So what we can do, let's go on to our ImageKit.js and let's create one more function over here, and I'll call it smart crop. So basically in smart crop, we will be providing a certain width, certain height, and we will add a focus over here, right? So in this case, I'm saying focus auto, but if we want, we can say focus on a particular object, like focus on the car. So just like before, we are just adding it to this image URL. So let me show you first. In the documentation right here, we have this resize and crop tab over here. So notice this is the original image, right? If we want it to be 200 pixel wide, we have just added this transform width to be 200, and it has provided us this resolution of the image. Again, if you want 40% width, then we can just say 0.4 and it will take the percentage. Similarly, we can do this with the height, with the aspect ratio as well. And we have bunch of different things over here, right? Like for example, if you want a certain padding on the sides, we can do that. And you can see, as I showed you, we've been using this focus, right? We will be using this focus. In this case, we have this subject right here. And if we want to focus on their face, they've added this focus face over here, right? With width and height. So in this case, instead of auto, we can say focus on car, and it will focus on the car with this particular width and height. Okay, so let's go back to our, car card.jsx over here, and see, we're using this image tag right here. Instead of this, let's just use the image tag from ImageKit. So I'm going to say import it from ImageKit/next. And the only thing we need to do over here is I'm going to say const display image to be smart crop. I'm going to import the function that I've created right here. I'll just provide it with the first image. So car images of 0. So that is what we are rendering over here, if you can notice. And let's provide it with some width and height. So I'm going to say 450 and 300. Right now we can simply take this display image and we can paste it right here. And let's go back and see. There we go. Now it's more zoomed in and it has the focus on the particular car. If I change it to, let's say, I don't know, 200. Let's see again. notice it has been zoomed in more, right? Since we have smaller height now, right? So yeah, you can use all of these features from ImageKit and smartly crop your image, focus on certain things if you want certain aspect ratio, and so much more, right? So one last thing that I want to show you over here. So we have this all of these cars right here, right? So let's say if I mark this car as sold. So I'm just going to go to my database real quick. Since I've used Supabase inside of this app, let's do one thing. Let's mark this car in the status right here. I'm going to mark this as sold, right? Now if I go back and just refresh it, that car has been removed from our inventory because that was sold, right? But let's do one thing. I want to display that car. So inside of our server action, this is here, like we are just fetching all of the cars which are available. So let me just remove this condition right here. And now you will see we are seeing this car once again. All right. But if this is sold, what I want to show a sold tag on top of this car image, right? How do we add it? Let's use the ImageKit to add some overlays on top of our images. So right here in the display image, I'm going to say if car.status is equals to sold, then we can call some other function. Let's say add sold overlay, and we can just simply provide it with this car image, right? Else we will do this. Now, obviously this function does not exist. Let's make this function. Oops, I have made a spelling mistake over here. Yes, let's make this function inside of our ImageKit.js file. So simply over here, if we want to add an overlay, let's check the documentation. You can see add overlays on images, right? So this is the URL, and they've added this l-image, and they've added the location of that particular image right here, right? So in this case, they're just adding the image. We want to add the text, right? So I'm going to set add text over image. So to add the text, you have to say l-text and then the text that you're supposed to add right here. And then we have this l-end that marks the end of the text overlay layer, right? So we're going to be adding basically sold over it. That will be a little bit more complex. So let me show you. So just like before, I'm going to check if image is not present, return null. And actually, I'm going to just copy these things up right here. And now instead of this, I'm going to say transform. I'll say L text, and the text that we want to add is sold, right? Now we want to add some styles to this as well, like font size to be 80. So I'll say FS 80. We're going to add the white color to the text. So I'm going to say CO for color and the code for white color. Then I'm going to add the red background. So I'll say BG and the code for red color. I'm going to say I want to add some padding of 30 pixel around the text. And I want to say that place the text in the center. So I'll say layer position offset to be center. And then let's end it. So I'll say L-end. And yeah, I think that should do it. Hopefully, let's see. Make sure to import this right here. And there we go, just like that. Now users, if they're searching for this specific car model, instead of just not showing them, we can just show them that this car has been now sold. And yeah, these are some of the features that ImageKit offers, along with so many more features like video transformations, optimizing your images for web delivery. Like you can add some filters if you want. Like if you go again over here in the image transformations, they have effects and enhancements where you can add like contrast, gradient, shadow, like there are n number of possibilities, right? So yeah, if you like this video, let me know in the comments down below which tool should I cover next on the channel, and subscribe to the channel for more such awesome tutorials.